channel. I'm your boy Ralphie, and in this channel we talk everything military and VA and government contractor related, because that's pretty much all that I know about. I don't know anything else, anything. So for the first video of this channel, I wanted to give you, I was thinking about what do I do on this channel, how do I set it up. So I was like, all right, let me talk about the beginning of getting in the military or anything related to military, and that's reasons why you would get in the military. And I picked the 5 reasons why I think that steered me to join the military. It might not be your reasons. You might have 10, 12, 20. You might have one. You might have one of these. You might not. But these are 5 reasons why I joined and why you may join the military. You know what I'm saying? And that's any branch of service. I don't care which one it is. After you join, then we can make fun of each other. So reason number 1, and they're in no particular order, is number 1 is to get out of a bad situation. And what I mean about getting out of a bad situation is you could be in a bad financial situation when you're, when you're young. As far as your family, you may come from, a family that may not have a lot of money, may not be financially good, and you want to, for whatever reason, get out of that. Either, obviously, you don't want to be in a bad financial situation, but like, you don't want to be maybe a strain on that person, or on your parents. If you're guys in a bad financial situation, you may want to help them by, okay, now I have these benefits of money, let me help my parents, or let me help myself. Or that's just one reason. You might be in a bad family situation where you just, you got some issues in the family and you just want to get out of that. And I'm being real here. These are things that really happen. I've met people that have joined the military for that reason. My bad situation was kind of the streets. I was looking at a bad direction. You know what I'm saying? I mean in life. I was looking, there was gangs involved and me possibly getting in trouble and all that stuff. So I was like, no, I got to get out of this. You know what I mean? So I decided to join the military. Now, your bad situation might be whatever it is. Could be anything. Could be family related, gang related. It could be anything related. You know what I'm saying? Number 2 is school money. That's probably one of the biggest ones why I see people join. And then there's a whole other video that I'm going to do on school money and using it for school and using your VA benefits and not using your VA benefits, when to use them and all that good stuff, or when I think you should use them. This is all opinion based. Again, not, you know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do, but this is just me giving you my opinions because of my experiences and what I've helped other people, like my soldiers and other people, go through. You know what I'm saying? So number 3 is learn new skills. You might not know anything. I didn't really know anything when I started when I was 17. I started with the Marines, ended up in the Army. Okay, that's a story time for another time. But I started in the Marines. I started to join the Marine Corps. Then I ended up in the Army at the time. I don't know if they're doing it now. The Marines did not take people with GEDs. They were trying to help me finish high school. I was like all over the place. And then I ended up like, forget all this. I'm going to get my GED. The Marines were like, how about no? And then the Army came and they were like, all right. It was like a whole thing that happened. That's a whole nother story. But I said, let me join and let me learn something, And I went into field artillery, and that's, if you don't know what that is, that's a combat arms MOS. And I'll speak about what combat arms is and the other types of, as far as in the Army, the other types of jobs that there are. There's combat, and then there's like admin and all the other types of jobs that there are in the military, and why you would go either route, or why I think you would go either route. I went combat first, and then I went to commo, which is communications. So I learned new skills, and you do learn new skills when you join. It's not like if you join, the infantry or artillery, it's not like you're just gonna learn, about an M4. That's not all you're gonna learn. There's other things that come with it. You know what I mean? You're not just gonna learn how to shoot a rifle. That's not the only thing that you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn other things too. Number 4, I think we're up to number 4. you kind of have no purpose. I remember feeling like I had no purpose. I was like 18. I started at 17, going through all that tutoring and stuff to try to finish. Still getting into certain situations out in the street, some that my mom don't know about. 18, I turned 18, didn't know anything. I was in like mid 18, and I was like, man, I don't feel like I have no purpose. I don't know anything. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't have any purpose. I felt purposeless. So I went in and joined. And I joined the military, and then it was like, oh, okay. I knew I always liked the military since I was little. My dad was in the military back on the island, whatever. But I was always drawn to that. I always loved like military movies and things like that. And I joined, and I loved it instantly. As soon as I was in boot camp, I loved it. I had like no control, nothing. I grew up without my dad. I grew up in a single mom house, or a single parent, a single mom house, whatever, same thing. And that had something to do with it. As much as we want to say it doesn't, it does. When you have only one parent, it's a lot of strain on one person, so there are a few things that they can miss as far as the growing up process. My mom couldn't always be there because she had to work to feed me and my brother. She was also going to school. She always did what she had to do. She was, good. She, did her discipline thing when she had to. But still, as I grew up, I was like, man, I don't have anything. I felt purposeless. You know what I mean? So that's a reason why you might join. You might feel that way, and you join. This is for the younger people, maybe some of the older people that want to join. Don't get too old and join, because then people gonna make fun of you. But I'm joking. Number 5, discipline. And discipline is a crazy one, because discipline comes from the house. Okay, if you have zero discipline and you join the military, don't expect it to fix that discipline, right? What the military does with their discipline is build off the foundation that your life was supposed to already have been built on when you were out, when you weren't in the military. You're supposed to have a foundation of discipline. So don't go blaming the military if I hate when people go in and they get kicked out, they come out or whatever, and they're like, oh, they were supposed to discipline him, but they didn't, or he didn't get any discipline in the military, or he didn't learn this or whatever. Well, you're supposed to come in with a foundation. Yes, sometimes the foundation is cracked, sometimes it's not leveled, and what they do is they level it. They level that foundation and build off that, and then it's up to you to keep it leveled, not let it crack anymore. You know what I mean? You have that discipline, you learn that there's reasons for you to do things the way that it's done. You learn that there's a purpose for things. You learn, mission, and accomplish this, finish this. This is the mission we gotta do, and we gotta do it, and that's it. Blah blah blah, all that good stuff. So you have to have a certain level of discipline, self-discipline at a minimum. If you just have no discipline, just zero discipline, and that doesn't mean that because you were like a street guy or girl, you know what I mean, that you one of those people that grew up in the street, that you have no discipline. I know plenty of people that grew up in the street and are very disciplined. They just have that, they just dug deep and kind of put 2 and 2 together. Okay, this goes with this, and they develop that self-discipline. And I know people that were from the streets and then joined the military and then just build off of that. And they're, some are officers, some are high-ranking officers, some are even sergeant majors, high-ranking NCOs and things like that. So, it's not like you had to come from a household where it's like you had the, all the forks for the different foods. Like, you got your salad fork and the main course fork. Nah, I'm not talking about that. That's not. I never even did that. I ate everything with a spoon. So life-changing. It's life-changing when you join. It is. It's a big life change. Things are gonna go way different directions. You might be asked to go and deploy overseas if something happens. I did. I got plenty of deployments, plenty of time in the Middle East, time in Africa, time up and all that good stuff. Plenty of time. Not just 1, not just 2, not just 3 years. Plenty of time. So, you know, I consider myself somebody knows what they're talking about when it comes to this. I also know stuff about the VA. There's things about the VA that you need to know that I wish somebody would have taught me. When I got out, I'm learning it. I've learned it through the years after I got out. I did 7 years of active service and 7 years of reserve or guard, which means the same thing. One is state, one is federal, whatever. But I did 14 years total, and in between that, a lot of deployments. I also did government contracting. I did some contract work overseas for companies that were contracted to the government. Worked for embassy in Africa through a company, etc., etc. So got a lot of experience when it comes to that. So the next video, I don't know what it's going to be about yet. It may be about picking the right MOS, how to find what the right MOS is, or what the right MOS might be for you. So look out for that, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so this way you know, especially if you are thinking of joining, or if you're transitioning from in the military out. I'm going to do videos for transitioning soldiers that are getting out of the military, because there's a lot of things that you guys need to know that I also wish they told me. And back in the day, I don't know what they call it now, but we had ACAP, and ACAP was good. Not gonna lie, it was good. Once, I think it was like 6 months out or something like that. I don't remember how much time out they started to send you to ACAP, and that's certain classes that you have to do. It's classes, and it's kind of a reintegration phase into the civilian world, from the military world to the civilian world. And you go to ACAP, and that's where they're like, okay, do you want to re-enlist? Do you want to join the guard? Do you want to, you know, this is what you do, let me see your resume, blah blah blah, this, that, and the third. I don't remember them teaching me too much about the VA, but that I had to learn on my own. Thank God I learned it. I learned the hard way, and I'm gonna try to make it the easy way for you, easier way, because there's always a fight that you're gonna have to put, and you're gonna have to be willing to put in that work. But anyway, follow me on social media, and I'll see you on the next smoke.